Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm supposed to light incense for this one, so if you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're turning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. I don't think that lit. All right. As I'm doing this, I'm being shown an image of the sunrise. So there's something here that has become illuminated for somebody. I'm feeling a little bit of this energy around the heart center that's saying to me that I think somebody here, you're really nurturing some sort of new endeavor, some sort of new path, some sort of new plan. Okay, and the vibe that I'm getting as I'm stepping into that energy is that there's a lot of obstacles in seeing whatever this plan is through. And this might be holding you back a little bit, like it might be causing some hesitation. So I'm not going to really go down this course, or there's something I need to do, even for some of you, that I'm not really going to do right now, or I'm putting it off because there's a lot of obstacles, or it just feels like a lot of energy, right? We have to do a lot of things. And the message that's coming through is that Spirit's really kind of asking somebody to get to it already. There seems to be a window that we need to catch, okay? So I don't know what that means. I feel like that's actually going to mean something very different for everyone. And there seems to be a little bit of hesitation. I almost feel that for some of you, it's like a fear of finding out. For others of you, it's just a fear of like rejection. There's a lot of different emotions that are wrapped up inside this layer of the energy as I'm stepping into it. So, I do feel that there is some information that is not known. So whatever it is that we're thinking of, it's almost like we're going to like worst case scenario about it, and you don't need to do that, right? You don't need to do that. So, okay. I'm seeing the Unity card from the Faerie Oracle in my head. So there's almost like a merging of something, or an alignment to something that's taking place. Trust the path, okay? And we have this card here. Now, it's not the no, the wait, the postpone, the pause, the say no that is standing out to me. It's the image, okay? I'm being told to look at the image, not the words. Though that might be an answer for some of you. Notice how there's a pyramid in the background, and you can't really see the pyramid, right? There's this very sacred object in the background. And but what we're paying attention to in this card is this lightning and this thunder and this cloud. There may be something that's either upsetting or something slightly chaotic that's taking place right now, right? Where it may be leading to some confusion. For example, are these mountains on the side, are they like messed up sphinxes, or are they mountains? There's no way to really tell. I'm not sure. This feels a little bit like a transition, right? So we're standing here, we have this little walk to go through. It's almost like there's a little bit of a transition that we have to go through, a trial of sorts. So if this reading is yours, you're going to know about that. You're going to know what that is, right? So if you don't know what that is, then this probably isn't your reading. This feels a little bit like a trial, or a testing period, or some sort of chaotic period that we know is coming up, okay? So for example, some of you, if you're going through a divorce, or if there's like, I don't even know what else it could be, but there's, you know, a bunch of different situations, I'm sure. And on the other side of that is something great, okay, with the pyramid being behind that cloud. The problem is that we seem to be pausing before we're taking the first steps in that transition period, because that storm is making us afraid. So like I said, there's some course of action that we have to take, that we need to take, or that we want to take for some people, but we're just afraid of these obstacles that we can foresee in the distance. Okay. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. I almost see this as what happens when we take this action, right? Like this is a throne that's inside or outside of that pyramid just as we approach it. Again, I was seeing like that image of the sun rising. So there's something here that's trying to transform inside of our lives. Some beautiful phase is trying to start, but before it can, it's almost like there's something that we have to go through to achieve that. There's something we have to liberate ourselves from. Interesting. Okay. For some of you, this might be literal. This might be some sort of situation within the body for this card to come out. Here we have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, we're just a little guarded against this. We've fought a lot of battles. We don't really want to go back into the fray, right? That's kind of how this card feels here. Tell me a little bit more. Okay. There are, in this, whatever the situation is that someone is facing, it feels a little bit like for most of you, it's going to be something that you've faced before, right? Whether it was a situation that occurred to you or it was a situation that you witnessed around you, it's almost like it's not our first rodeo with this particular energy. It feels like a familiar energy at this point. This may be something that has occurred before in your ancestry, for example. It may have been something that you saw a parent go through. It may have been something that you witnessed your children go through. So there's something here about like lessons having been learned, but it's almost like being a little trigger shy, right? Like I'm afraid to take this action because I'm afraid to know too much information because I've seen this before. For some of you, it's something like that. And so this is the storm. This is basically that chaotic storm that is dissuading us from taking these steps. Okay. Again, on the other side of that cloud, though, it's almost like it's almost like once you get through to the other side, you're going to realize that that storm wasn't actually there, right? There may be some things that you have to go through. There may be some things that you have to do that are not quite pleasant, not really what you wanted to do on your Saturday afternoon, but it's not going to be exactly what you think it is. And honestly, it's almost like the energy that you put forward to actually take this journey is the energy that creates this beautiful thing on the other side. And it's funny because that pyramid is completely like almost invisible. So it's like another side or an outcome that you can't even conceive. Interesting. So there's some sort of surprise here. Okay, for many of you, this particular course, even though it looks like it's going to be difficult, and I do think that it will be, I'm not going to lie, it ultimately leads you to your Ten of Cups. So there is some sort of surprise here where it's almost like a chance meeting or something unexpected that you didn't think would like cross paths again. Remember, I said that I saw that Unity card in my head. It's like that's what kept showing up there for a second. So it's almost like we're aligning to something. By taking this path, even though we think we're aligning ourselves to this storm, we're aligning ourselves to something actually quite profound that has the ability to transform certain things. And I noticed that was a messy shuffle. There was a King of Cups that kind of popped out here. So this is something that's deeply emotionally satisfying, whatever it is that is going to be the surprise. Okay, so one of the things that's transforming here with the Wheel of Fortune is this Devil energy. So there's something that we're bound to, something that we're stuck with. That's what it feels like. We're stuck with. We think that we can't get rid of it. We think we can't heal it. We think that we can't do anything about it. And this is one thing that actually transforms. When I have the Devil with the Wheel of Fortune, this is a heavy implication of something karmic, right? So some sort of energy that we've been carrying around, quite possibly something that has been passed down through our ancestry. There's something here that we release in this process. And it's more than that, though. There's something in the 3D that winds up really surprising us. Okay. We have the World card showing up, and so this is a cycle of completion. Oh, okay, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups on the bottom, and we'll kind of weave that into this. So what this energy feels like is that whoever I'm speaking to, there's been this long process of closing out a cycle, and you have. There's some sort of cycle that you've recently closed out, but that cycle was inside of a larger cycle. And what's happening now as we take this initiative to go into this direction that maybe we're a little afraid of, is that we're actually closing out a bigger cycle that may be a little insidious. It might be something that we don't necessarily realize was happening unless we step back and we're like, what was the bigger cycle here? And so this is what seems to be closing out. Again, this cycle that we recently ended, it feels like a smaller cycle inside of a bigger cycle. And so there's very heavy karmic themes here. In the process of closing this out by taking this step and being willing to face more difficult energies in order to do so, because it's never easy to close out those cycles, right? That's the whole point. That's why karma, it's the work, because it takes work. And but as you do that, there's some sort of surprise waiting for you on the other side that, again, it is a 10 of Cups. So whatever it is that you've really been wanting, whatever it is that you require to feel fulfilled, there's something looming in the distance that is representing this. This has to do with massive transformation. Maybe it is stepping into your self-sovereignty here with this woman sitting on this golden throne. Maybe it's someone really coming to terms with who it actually is, maybe who they actually are. Maybe it has something to do with healing yourself, whether emotionally, spiritually, or physically. For some of you, Bast is going to be very important. Let's see, the presence of like large cats might be important as well. Oh, we're getting symbols. Okay. So for those of you that are new to my channel, the symbols don't mean that the reading is or isn't yours. It just means that if the symbols resonate with you, pay extra attention. The large cats thing is in reference to I'm feeling somebody's power animal. Okay, so if you're aware of what your power animal is, it might be a large cat. I'm seeing something about doorways inside of doorways. That might be important for somebody. And then I'm also seeing something about elephants, but it's particularly very large elephants inside of the dream space. Okay. There's an unopened deck of cards. For some reason, someone has an unopened deck of cards and they won't open them. Like it still has the plastic on them. That's a symbol for somebody. And then there's an amber glass vial that someone has recently just gotten to like mix perfume or oils in. Okay. There's also something about a bracelet that has many stones, but like one of the stones is missing. And I am noticing that I'm feeling that on the left wrist. I don't know if it's important which wrist, but I'm just going to say that I do feel it on like the left wrist. And someone recently got like a loved one's ashes put inside of, and I don't know exactly what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's like some sort of light, like a lava lamp type of light, or if it's like some sort of like, I don't know. It's something that has glass around it. Okay, and it's not like a typical thing. It's like a very neat way to like keep someone around, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Yeah. And then I'm hearing a name. Like I don't know if this is a name. I think it's a place. It feels more grounded. So I think it's a place. It's like Drayburn or something like that. Okay, all right, so those are the symbols. I think I'm just going to leave that one there. I think that's it. Okay. Okay, we have the warrior. It is going to take a lot of courage for whoever this message is for. This energy is going to take a lot of courage to move through. And I do feel that, like, again, you left something behind. So it's almost like if you were able to do this, this is going to be no problem. It might feel a little different for you because you have experience with this energy from the past. It might have been something that, for example, traumatized you. But the overall message is you can do this. You're like in the home stretch of something, okay? And then here, yeah, the mountain, this is the obstacle. And I think that this is very interesting because what we have is we have this man standing in this like fiery furnace, and this is part of the obstacle. This is almost like a testing through fire, right? It's like this situation, this phase that we're going to have to go through. There's some sort of quality or character quality that is going to come about because of this, right? It's something that's going to make you stronger. It's something that's going to teach you a particular lesson that you need. And like, that's the last thing that you need before you're in alignment. Again, that unity card for whatever it is that brings this 10 of Cups. This is all about the self and like the refinement of the self. Remember that that pearl doesn't like form overnight. It's really the agitation that happens inside of the clam that creates the pearl. So there's something about that, about this like difficult energy is actually what creates this beautiful thing within that then can attract this beautiful thing outside of you. It's almost like this is the prize for having gone through all of this and closing out all these major cycles. Okay, I'm being told that's it, so I'm going to leave that there. If this resonates with you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and until next time.